We'll have a moment of silent meditation and pledge to the flag. Thank you. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all for coming. It is October 12th. It is 10 o'clock, and we call the order, and all three of us are here, so we'll move directly to consents and approval with our illustrious county administrator. I'm in a good mood today.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning. We have no exonerations to approve. Minutes for October 5th, 2022. Vouchers, General County Fund, $648,870.43. Magistrate Court, $259.20. 911, $590.20. Home confinement, $240. Chestnut Ridge Park, $10,102.48. Camp Muffley, $7,777.16. Mason-Dixon Park, $1,134.61. Mon County Center, $846.09. Assessor's valuation, $1,032.09. Payroll, $1,825,570.56. Morgantown Industrial TIF, $19,549.22. Purchasing card vouchers, General County Fund, $9,584.30. Chestnut Ridge Park, $454.12. Camp Muffley, $646.26. Mason-Dixon Park, $205.59. Mon County Center, $712.50. Recreation levy, $87,217.31. Assessor's valuation, $704 for a voucher total of $2,615,496.12. We have position vacancies for boards and authorities listed on our website, fiduciary orders for October 12th, 2022, and itemized statement of services for George Armistead, Fiduciary Commissioner.
Move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Properly moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We also have the resignation of administrator in the estate of Florine Gwynn.
Move to accept the resignation of the administrator as presented.
Second.
Properly moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. It passes. You also?
That's it.
Oh, okay. I thought I had another one. I'm sorry. Okay, introduction of new employees or personnel changes.
I only have one that came in yesterday for the Youth Services Center. Part-time relief worker Dylan Braun. He is going to be earning $14.40 an hour starting October 17th.
Move to approve the personnel as presented.
Second.
Properly moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Okay, at this time we will have any comments from the public. Is there anyone who would like to come down and speak to us? Look forward to hearing from you. Great, come on down. If you just state your name, address, and we'll go from there.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nicole Colton. I'm a Fairmont resident, actually. I am an event planner, and I have a fall festival taking place at Milan Park Pavilion back by the practice fields on October 22nd from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. We're also hosting Trunk or Treat, featuring local small businesses, organizations, public figures, and we would like to open an invitation to anyone who is interested in participating. We still have spots available for that. We have several food trucks and over 40 artisans and local small business owners setting up as vendors at the market. Face painting, a costume contest, and pet costume contest and parade at 1 o'clock. We have details on our Facebook event, and there are posters all over town promoting the event. And that's it.
If you could just leave some information about your event, we'll be sure to put it out.
We'll publish it for you and see what we can do to help you out.
Wonderful. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you for doing this, too.
Coming down.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else with good news? Bad news. Okay. Seeing none, we will move on. And we have the illustrious and amazing and talented Becca Finn Clark from the WVU Extension Agent and her helpers. And we're very excited to hear about 2022 National 4-H Week and what's going on.
Awesome. Thank you so much for inviting me to your meeting.
We're very pleased.
I appreciate you all being so welcoming to us whenever we come to give our 4-H reports. So as you said, I'm not sure about the other things ahead of my name, but my name is Becca Fink Clark. I have the honor of serving as the 4-H Extension Agent here in Monongalia County. I'll celebrate 15 years in February, so I've been around the block, but I certainly do love my job. And last week we celebrated National 4-H Week, so I thought it was about time that we come and give you a report about what's going on in 4-H. So with me, I brought Heather. She's going to talk here in a minute. She's our 4-H program assistant. She's hired through the Board of Education levy funding, so we certainly appreciate the support from the Board of Education. I also brought Brooklyn Bolliard, so she's here with us. She is our student intern through WVU. She's studying Extension Ed, so she gets to learn about what it's like to be an agent and work in Extension. So, and we've loved having her this semester. So I have a few things I wanted to tell you about. So you should have received a 4-H report. So I try to do 2 of those. Heather and I do those twice a year. So this is the spring and summer report, and then you'll get the fall report with our school numbers and club information and information about that. We had a great summer of camp. I certainly appreciate our support from the County Commission. Camp Muffley is a beautiful place to camp. I certainly appreciated JR. I mean, we worked really well together. We had sort of a change in personnel halfway through our first week, and so he stepped right in and helped us out where things were needed. And so it was beautiful. All the campers loved being back, and so we appreciate you all. You all really do help us make sure that camp is welcoming to our youth here in the county. I also am a member of the camp board now, and so Commissioner Arnett and I attended our first camp board meeting, I think, last week.
Yes.
And so I'm excited to work with Seth. I think he's a great addition to the staff. He had a great presentation that he told us, the things that had happened at camp and then moving forward, and so I'm really looking forward to continuing to work with him. As for summer programs, camp, takes up a lot of time, but we also were able to go out and do lots of other programs. We worked with the Summer Avalanche program through the school system, did some programs for them. I'm really proud of the work that we do in order to secure grant funding so that we're able to provide these programs to our youth. So that's something that Heather and I seek and try to make sure that we we kind of are self-sufficient and try to make sure that kids have a lot of opportunities in a lot of different areas. There was something else I was going to say. Oh, and then the fairs, of course. So I don't know if you're aware, but we do run the shows for both the Mon County Fair, the livestock shows, as well as the shows at the show and sale in Wadestown. Yes. So we work very closely with both of those groups, and it provided lots of opportunity for our 4-H youth who are involved in livestock projects to show their animals. We also set up during the fair our 4-H exhibits that were non-livestock, so it gave an opportunity for our 4-H members to show that their project work that they work on through the year. Had it in the building. I always talk about how amazing it is that we have that wonderful, wonderful facility out there at Milan Park where our offices are located, and that's because of you all too, so thank you so much. Heather's going to talk a little bit about the fall, things that are happening, where we're going from here, and then I'll wrap it up. So Heather?
Well, I think it's funny that Becca just mentioned the building because that's where I was going to lead from. We just had an amazing event on Sunday as a kickoff for our 4-H club year. And so we had that at the Mon County Center. We had about 200 folks come through. A lot of those were our kids that are either getting registered or had been registered for this club year, which just opened October 1st, and we're already up to almost 150 kids. So it's incredible the response that we've had in just like a little over a week. So we did the event so that kids could see how fun 4-H is and kind of get a little flavor for what 4-H looks like for this club year. And then we are gearing up to go and visit some of our community clubs, as well as have 2 in our office, one for Clover Buds, which are kids that are age 5 to 7, and then regular club members, which are 8+. And one of the amazing things about 4-H is that it runs all the way until they're 21 years old. So kids can be kind of wrapped around with our services all the way until they're adults. And so we are really proud of the fact that our kids can go all the way from 5 to 21. And then we're getting ready to do more school programs. We've started already in the schools doing hand washing and flag folding, and we're really excited because we're going to go to a principals meeting and tell them about the other offerings that we have for this year.
Great.
So So generally speaking, we reach a lot of youth through 4-H. 4-H is thriving in Monongalia County. I certainly appreciate your support. I can't say it enough. We've come a long way. I remember we went to Board of Ed last night, and I remember my first year shaking and so nervous, and now I feel like we're friends. I feel like you all know what 4-H is, and I certainly appreciate your support. So I can entertain any questions at this time.
Anyone have comments before we?
Certainly. It's kind of a rehash for me because we just had our extension committee meeting earlier in the week, but Brooklyn, I'm glad to meet you. You want to come up and say anything as far as your experience?
Purposely. Yeah,
well, your ears should be burning because I was asking someone, I was talking about you yesterday because I saw your name on one of the rooms as I was walking through, and I was talking to a Brooke Boyard and asking her if you guys are any relations. So I'm not sure if you are, because she's just like, I'm not aware of that there's another Brooke. Do you go by Brooke or do you go by Brooklyn?
Usually Brooklyn, but I'll answer to either one.
Okay. But she was surprised to find that there's two of you walking around. So anyhow, tell us about your experience.
Yeah, well, I've really loved working with Becca and Heather, and I'll be in the office until early December. And just seeing, because I come from Preston County, so seeing a different way that things are done, and like as Becca and Heather have said, and as you just mentioned, I have an office, my own fancy little nameplate, and the building is beautiful. And I've just really enjoyed it. I grew up in 4-H, and so to be able to see it from a different angle is really special for me. So yeah.
Well, and we don't hold it against you from Preston County because we look at things from a regional standpoint.
Right. Yeah.
So we're happy to have you. And one thing that extension does for kids is helps them speak in public and helps them be as sure of themselves. So I couldn't see you behind the pillar there, but you didn't surprise me. That I was worried that you were. I didn't want to put you on the spot and embarrass you, but obviously you're an extension kid. So.
And Brooklyn actually had a summer position with extension as a camping instructor, so she traveled throughout the state leading activities. So that's a state position, and she actually worked Monongalia County Camp this summer. So we didn't scare her away then either. So.
One question you did bring up about Wadestown, and you are aware of what Mon County and. Can you tell us anything? Do you know anything? Are you involved in any of that?
Sure. So
I know they've taken the building down.
Yes, they have. So there's a lot of excitement about the new facility that's being built in Wadestown. We work very closely with the Clay Battelle FFA alumni, and so they bring us in. We have monthly meetings. We work together to plan their show and sale, and it's a great group to work with, and I know there is just a ton of excitement over that. So we certainly appreciate your support there too, and providing a really great facility. We're hoping we can have our 4-H club meetings there and use it for other events throughout the year. So thank you so much for that.
Sure. Anything else?
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for putting us in a positive mood.
Thank you. Yes.
I'm going to ask to suspend the rules. We do have another speaker. Forrest Warren from Mon EMS Executive Director asked to speak for several minutes concerning a project with Mountaineer Area Rescue Group. So if you want to come up, and feel free to.
Thank you, Commissioners. Forrest Warren with Mon EMS. I'll introduce my colleague. Go ahead.
Just
I'm Lee Fuel. I'm the president of MORG for the next 2.5 weeks.
Oh, okay. I apologize.
Sorry.
We did move before. Okay. Do we have a motion to suspend the rules?
Yes. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
That was, I thought ahead of myself. Thank you.
He's so excited today.
Yeah, it was so.
Thank you
They
all.
put me in such a
Appreciate
good mood. Nah. Yeah, go ahead.
Forrest Warren with Mon EMS, and go ahead, let's do it again. Just to be official.
Lee Fuel, Mountaineer Area Rescue Group.
So I know you all haven't seen me much recently. It's good to get back. And even though I know we have a lot of stuff going on with the levy, innovation and progress doesn't stop. We're here today to announce a partnership which I think is really awesome. It's going to benefit not only the people in Mon County, but the counties around us, but specifically Mon County right now as we kick this off. I think we've been working on this now about 18 months, 2 years, that the folks in EMS, we're very equipped to handle a lot of emergencies in a lot of places, but our folks aren't necessarily equipped and or trained to have water supplies and map and compass and all that type of thing. And as you all know, people don't necessarily get hurt just in the middle of the street or in their living room. So I'll introduce let my colleague kick off here a little bit and talk about what we have came up with and what we're doing.
Thank you. So in a cosmopolitan county like Monongalia with over 100,000 residents, people don't typically think of a place like this as having a wilderness environment. But in terms of wilderness medicine and wilderness EMS, there are large parts of this county that meet those definitions. With over 15,000 acres of outdoor recreational space just in the eastern portion of the county between Cooper's Rock State Forest, the University Forest, Snake Hill Wildlife Management Area, and the headwaters of Cheat Lake and the lower end of the Cheat River. There's some areas out there where outdoor recreationalists and others who visit those areas, if they find themselves in trouble with a medical emergency or an injury, they can be hours from help, literally hours from help. There are places that are out of reach of off-road, all-terrain, utility terrain vehicles. There are portions of the lower Cheat that are inaccessible by conventionally powered boats with propellers, but boats without props like ours can get in there. So there are places that we can go. We have the outdoor skills, the technical rescue, technical terrain traversing, and navigation skills to reach. Unfortunately, we can't provide, at least until now, we could not provide EMS standard of care to those patients unless we could take an EMS provider or a forest people, or me when I'm wearing my EMS uniform, I work part-time for Forest as well, and bring them with us, but that's not always possible. So this new mutual aid and affiliation agreement we have with Mon EMS will allow any of our personnel who are already trained in all of these outdoor search and rescue skills, who also have state certification as an EMS provider, to be credentialed as a Mon EMS provider using Mon EMS's equipment and resources to take full spectrum emergency medical service level of care all the way forward to the patient, beyond the reach of conventional street EMS, beyond the reach of powered vehicles and things like that. We had a number of incidents in 2020 that highlighted the importance of this. We had a few last year in 2021. Some pretty dramatic ones, including a gentleman with a stroke history who was having chest pain 500 feet below the Cooper's Rock overlook in the dark. Oh. And we had to access him, assess him. Turned out it was fortunately just exertion and anxiety, so he was able to finally walk out of there, but he had to be evaluated at least. Patients on that slope with asthma, people on hiking trails that are too narrow and too steep for UTV access, that have orthopedic injuries, several fallen climbers in places where the only way to get them out is either to carry them a long distance or move them with a rope system. So duplicating the skills that we already have in Mon EMS would be very expensive for Forest to pursue. So by combining resources, by combining our skill set with their skills and legal authorities, I think we can do a whole lot to extend high quality care to anybody in the county, anywhere in the county they may be.
That's great. Thank you. So this, real quick. So this partnership is really great. They're folks that are EMS credentialed either at Mon or a lot of other places around West Virginia. Are coming through our training competency programs that they're really our credentialed providers out in the field. And then it works both ways, that these folks are providing training and education, land navigation, compass work, outdoor things for us, to where this truly is a really cool synergistic collaboration where we can get EMS level care to the farthest reaches of the county. And this closes that gap from where that patient falls or gets injured to where our ambulances live on a road that they can get to, or an accessible road, which sometimes, like Lee said, are miles and miles away from conventional roadways. So with that, we're really excited about the partnership. Want to let you all know that's finally happened. It took about 18 months to get through all the legal work and get our medical direction on board and to get all the processes in place, but we're really excited about that and really excited to be able to provide that for the county.
Want to respond?
Thank you very much. It's very exciting news. It's another example of how professionally competent your organization is, and really appreciate the working together to fill a hole. So we've heard a lot in the last couple of years of people that are out in the wilderness that have needed assistance. So it is a need. It's just something that's always a nice to have. And again, with your organization, that's really what you bring to the table. You're providing all these readiness opportunities to assist our citizens. So we certainly appreciate both of you and your efforts to pull this together, and your whole organization for being behind this.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I just think it's great. I mean, there's no ego, there's no territorialism. You just see a problem and you're coming together to fix it. We could use a lot more of that.
Thank you very much.
So.
It's been really great working with Lee, and we've had some difficult conversations as we worked out some of the details, but we're here for the right reasons, and we're trying to make sure that EMS was built traditionally to, like I said initially, people get hurt or injured in their living room or on a highway. That's great. But as soon as you start to get further and further out, it's hard to get all of our equipment out there. And the combining of their skills and expertise along with our skills and expertise, I think is just a really great synergy.
It's great.
Great. And maybe twice a year, you just send us a report of what's going on and any problems or concerns or positives, so we're aware of, see if we could help you in any way.
Okay. Thank you all so much.
Thank you. Have a great day. Colleen Kuhn grants.
I have requests for reimbursement. The first one is for the SEEP grant in the amount of $4,508.84. And the next one's for the Governor's Highway Safety Program, Safe Communities in the amount of $3,923.51. And impaired driving in the amount of $3,234.60.
Approve the president signing the grant documents as presented.
Second.
Properly moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Correspondence.
We've received a couple of more subrecipient agreements for the ARPA money, Ministers Run Water Association, and the West Virginia Botanic Gardens. Just put those in record. And then we have the first quarter levy report for Bow Park. That's it. That's all I have.
Okay. Anyone else?
Nope.
Okay. No unfinished business. On the new business, consideration to approve a request by the VFW Post 548 for use of the Courthouse Square on November 11, 2022, Veterans Day.
Move that we approve the request as presented.
Second.
Properly moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And that's a Friday. Okay. To consider for approval the West Virginia local government election and release forms between all West Virginia counties and cities and Allergen, CVS, Rite Aid, Teva, and Walmart related to the West Virginia Attorney General settlement.
Move that we approve the release forms as presented.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion or needed or?
I think it's
It's
self-explanatory.
self-explanatory. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, okay. Consideration of requisition number 70 for University Town Center Economic Opportunity Development District subaccount.
Requisition is for $882,426.42, and these are the sales tax collections in the district for the month of September.
Move that we approve requisition 70 as presented.
Second.
Properly moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye. And just of note, that includes the $100,000, that excludes the $100,000 statutory lien that needs to stay in the account and the tax admin fee. So that
Okay.
$800,000 is less those amounts.
Gotcha.
Excuse me.
Consideration to approve a contribution to the Stepping Stones Fully Inclusive Community Playground Project.
I move that we approve a $300,000 match distributed over 4 years and to direct our administrator to work with Stepping Stones to provide an agreement for commission review. Obviously, this approval shall still require commission allocation for fiscal years 24, 25, and 26.
Second.
Properly moved and second. Is there any discussion?
Well, we've had a couple work sessions with Stepping Stones regarding this all-inclusive playground. They are going to be going out to the community to raise money for at Milan Park. So we wanted to, again, their ask of us was to provide a match so that they can help them raise funds, and that's what we're doing.
Were they planning to come next week?
They are.
Okay,
They're
that's what I
planning
want
on
to make
coming
sure.
next week to make a full presentation.
Full presentation, so that's,
And,
but we needed to do this to give,
Yeah, I
what their
started
presentation.
working on a draft
Okay.
agreement, and I'll have that over to them. We'll work out the details. That agreement will be on your agenda next week
okay.
for
Yeah,
approval.
it's a great
Oh, it's amazing.
project, and I won't steal any of their thunder. Let them come and present it as they will next week.
Okay. So it's been properly moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Great. Is there any more new business items?
No, sir.
Either of you? Okay, seeing none, do we have any reports from elected officials?
Good morning. I am not Mark Music. I'm Patrick Tenney, Mark Music's chief deputy. Mark couldn't be here this morning. He had to be out of town, but he wanted me to come and just kind of announce that the Monongalia County Assessor's Office, along with the West Virginia Center on Budget and Policy, are going to be holding a workshop on Monday, October 17th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. About Amendment 2 and 4 and what those would mean for Monongalia County. And that'll be at the Courtyard Marriott up at the University Town Center. Anybody who's interested in attending would you please RSVP to Kelly Allen, and she can be reached at kallen@wvpolicy.org. And I'll give you all a copy. I'll get you all copies.
We have it, and thank you. And
okay.
just for your information, I was on the radio this morning.
Okay.
And promoted this.
Okay. All
So
right. Thank
we
you.
did get it on the radio, so they are aware of it. So now we have both media for you.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you all.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you.
Any other elected officials or department supervisors? Okay. Seeing none, we will move to reports from county commissioners. Sean?
Since our last meeting last Wednesday, I attended the UHS Homecoming Parade on High Street. Thursday, we had the Hope Hill Sobering Center grand opening, and that's been a project that's been talked about for decades. So it's really exciting to see that project finally off the ground and running. Tomorrow might be a big event, a big day for, given that there's a Thursday night football game. You know, so knock on wood, I guess it's a good thing they haven't had clients, but it's there to address the need. After the Sobering Center grand opening, I went to the western end of the county to meet with the Blacksville and Wadestown volunteer fire departments. I went down there with our MECA 911 director, Jimmy Smith, to talk about communication complaints in the area. All this still is a work in progress with us reconfiguring our Daybrook Tower, which we were forced to take down about a year and a half ago, and the new tower that's put up, there's still a lot of tweaks that have been going on, antenna placement, equipment from the state. We finally did come online. We've been connecting that tower through a cradle point, and 2 Fridays ago, we finally got the router equipment from the state, so it's directly connected via microwave. And when we went to Wadestown and Blacksville, we actually drove around because we had the 2 volunteer fire chiefs with us to show us areas where they were having communication issues. And for the most part, the report was that the communication issues is better. There are still things that we're going to continue to address. We still have to have some equipment moved for the pager system to the new tower. I believe that's coming from Sand Springs. And then we have some issues as far as looking at the actual age of the radios, and maybe that's causing some problems. But the important thing is they were expressing issues with connection and communication, and that's vital in what they do. So we're involved. Jimmy and his staff are working with the state and their consultant to continuously address the issue, but I can report that so far they've seen, now that we've come online to the microwave and off the cradle point, it seems like we are having better communication. So that's something that we've been dealing with for over a year, so it's good to have good news regarding that. After that meeting, I went to the Mason-Dixon Historical Park. We had our advisory committee meeting, and I want to say, obviously, that's JR's park, but Angela is really doing a great job jumping in and just taking that position and taking that park and immersing herself in the projects. And last week, that was a Thursday that we were there. The new playground was open. There was 10 or 20 or so kids already playing. I mean, the park was buzzing. I ran across people that were walking. One lady came up to me and said, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like, I have an advisory committee meeting, but it was a friend of mine. And I said, "Well, what are you doing here?" And her daughter had 12U practice down at the softball field. So there was just, that's what we wanted to see. We wanted to see our parks in use by the public, and Angela's doing a great job in allowing JR to really focus on his job as managing our overall parks and the branding and all those projects that we have on. So happy to report that things are going really well at Mason-Dixon Historical Park. Friday we had staff reports, and then I had a broadband tag up in the afternoon. Saturday I had a breakfast meeting with constituents. Monday we had our JUMA annual in-person meeting to look at the budget for next year. It was a 3.5-hour meeting. We still have some follow-up from that meeting, but we're continue to be focused on that facility and its operations and the revenue and how we can move it forward. After that, as I mentioned earlier, I had our extension committee meeting. So all I had to do is drop down over the hill to our building for our extension committee meeting. Yesterday, there's I want to applaud MAP for putting on a candidates forum. Again, that organization is doing what we created it to do. I know that when we created it, there was some concern about candidate endorsement. We said we wanted this group to provide issue education, and education as far as the candidates that are running for specific offices, issue or education regarding the amendments that are on the agenda, and they've been doing a very good job of that, so I want to applaud them for that. After that, I had a meeting with Delegate Statler. Today's a normal day, whatever normal is. Tomorrow we have our MAP Executive Committee meeting first thing in the morning, Red Team meeting, and Development Authority meeting in the afternoon. Then on Fridays, staff reports. Sunday we have at our Community Food Innovation Center, they're having a Friendsgiving event to kind of highlight some of the capabilities of our Community Food Innovation Center. So looking forward to that event. Monday, Halleck Senior Center monthly dinner, and Tuesday we have an event with the students, Stewartstown Community Building open house. So in general, and I'd like to note that Jamie Summerlin's here. When we were talking about the parade, the Veterans Day Parade, I really want to thank Jamie for stepping up, and again this year, taking care of the parade, because I had the band director at Morgantown High was contacting me and saying, "Hey, do you know anybody we can talk to regarding the parade?" So it just seemed to fall through a hole, and I asked Jamie if he knew he was taking care of it, and he goes, "Well, it's probably going to be me." So I really want to thank you, Jamie, for your efforts.
Could we suspend the rules just
Sure.
Because I'd like to know when the parade is.
I was going to call him up during that
Okay.
when he was talking about the application. So, but anyhow, Jamie, I'll finish my conversation, but thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Commissioner. So the Veterans Day Parade, thank you for giving me the chance to just share about it a little bit. It actually is going to be November 10th as opposed to the 11th. The date with the 11th was going to be very challenging with both the Oklahoma game being on Saturday and the WVU Pitt is playing Friday night basketball up at Pitt, and just law enforcement challenges, support and all that stuff. So we are doing it Thursday evening, November 10th, which just happens to be the Marine Corps' 247th birthday as well. So, but we're doing the parade 6 p.m. Permits in. Jeremy Aleo from the VFW Post, he and I have been working together as we did last year on that. So it's not just all me, it's a number of people coming together to help make it happen. But November 10th, 6 p.m., we will be hosting the Veterans Day Parade downtown. So.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
That's great to know.
That's all I have. Nope.
Just a couple things. As Sean did say, we the three of us attended the Sobering Center ribbon cutting, and we're really looking forward to seeing that project take off and be successful. It's one of the early things that I remember going to in my first one of my first meetings. So it's nice to see it come to fruition. I attended a Mon River Trails Conservancy Board meeting last week. That group behind the leadership of Ella Belling continues to do great work on our trails. The maintenance of which I had no idea how extensive the slides and the cleaning and the tree removal, some of those courtesy of Commissioner Sikora, removing trees on his way home. But we continue to work on that, and Ella and her group are doing a great job. Also today at 1, I'll be attending a meeting at the Senior Monongalians. Governor Justice is coming with Baby Dog We here to present them with a grant check, a rather sizable one, to help out with that center and to help continue to provide services to our seniors. So looking forward to going up there and seeing Baby Dog. So that's all I've got.
Thank you for attending that, because we got the, I don't think it's intentional, but it seems like every time the governor comes to town, it's on a Wednesday,
Yeah.
and it's announced the day before.
That's pretty much
but
what it was.
Lisa, is she on your board?
Lisa Martin is the executive
Yes.
director of the center.
She said something else.
So you got the revised time, because
Yeah.
I think the time changed too.
From 2 to 1. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Yep.
Good. Yeah, I agree. The Hope Hill grand opening has been a concept for 30, 40 years, and it's really an improvement of what I would call in the 70s the drunk bus that they used to, that I wouldn't know anything about, but I just happen to live in Sunnyside and see the bus all the time down on the stadium. And then we have wraparound services, so it isn't just sitting there. There's actually services for.
Just be thankful they didn't have camera phones.
Yes,
back
I'm very
then.
pleased they didn't have cameras at that time. And I do personally want to thank, and she deserves an enormous amount of credit, Emily Mazzarelli. If she hadn't singly continued that project for several months, we wouldn't be where we are. So I do want to thank her personally because she was able to keep it going. We had a food giveaway Saturday. We had 170 families, and even though COVID is ending, hopefully, food insecurity continues, and we have an open food giveaway this Saturday at opposite the Black Bear Stadium, and they're involved with us, so we really appreciate them offering the parking lot, and we'll be there on Saturday from 11 to 1. Sunday, I got to attend a concert down at the Met Theater, and I'm not a big voice person, my wife is, but I happened to see the winner, and it was a girl named Tom, which I thought was amazing. So I surprised her and got tickets several months ago, and I just want to tell you, the facility was amazing. Everything treated really well, and the best part of it was I was talking with some people behind me. They were from Pittsburgh and Ohio and said, oh, we rented a room, which is the whole concept of bringing in people on Sundays and spending the night, and it was just a great, great concert. They're from a little town in Ohio that has 500 people. So it was the first time they had ever been to West Virginia, and you could see their excitement because they kept turning on the lights saying, thank you for coming. We know there's a football game, or thank you for coming. It was really a great, they talked with you rather than at you. It was just a great show. And then to end, I have also great news. Without giving too much specifics yet, I was asked to attend a meeting on behalf of the County Commission with the state DOH concerning the 11973 intersection. And I do want to send something out to MMPO and to the city of Morgantown, but here's the good news. The state has what is called HSIP funds that they are willing for safety reasons to be able to fund the entire project except for the engineering study. There was a problem that they do not have the funding for the engineering study, which the DOH asked the county to pick it up. In our discussions yesterday, I asked, do you have any options? Whereupon they told us some money that is available for us to possibly use for the engineering study. I don't want to go in specifics yet because I need to ask the city of Morgantown and MMPO, but it appears now that there is a solution now at the end of the tunnel. We've been working on this for 21 years, and I'm very excited to bring this to the MMPO. The county commissioners are aware of it, and I believe finally we're going to have a new opening coming into the city of Morgantown and resolving some of the issues, not all the issues, but I really think it's a real improvement. And I want to thank the state DOH for coming forward and helping and working with us. And that is it. With that, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
We be gone.